Welcome back to this video series where I am rebuilding my Honda CB400 to a cafe racer. And if you're a new viewer and haven't followed along with this build, welcome to you as well. But this time I want to start with thank you. Thanks for all my regular viewers who have left comments. I asked in my previous video, am I doing it right? Is this okay? I'm currently putting on a new seat hoop, new part of the rear frame here. Started to get a bit worried. Am I on the right path? You know, I'm all alone here in my garage. And sometimes you can't really be agreeing with yourself if you're doing things correctly. But I got so many positive feedbacks that this looks to be okay. So I think I'm gonna continue from here. Some few of you mentioned maybe it could have been a bit higher. I want to have this some kind of straight line. You know, this tank is not the perfect cafe racer tank. It has all these oddly shapes, and originally this was continuing. So this this part of the fuel tank had its purpose design-wise. It doesn't really match up now, but yeah, somehow I'm grown to find this tank some kind of cute, bulky and big and strange. I think it's 16 liters. How many gallons that is, I can put it up there. It's a big tank for such a small motorcycle. And it's some kind of cool. And also I would like to have a much more bulky seat. The tires are bulky, the tank are bulky. Everything is like not thin and delicate on this motorcycle, so I think I'll keep this style. So I want like to have quite a bulky seat as well on top here. It's also quite a strange build. The exhaust and the carburetors are not on here now, so it looks a bit strange without them. But it is mostly like a Brat style with this flat seat and very clean look. But also it has these scrambler tires. So it's also like some kind of hybrid between a scrambler and a Brat, which is two directions within the cafe racer building. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, anything, does it? Also, I want it to look like a bike from the 80s with cafe racer style to it. I'm not trying to make it look as it is a bike from the 60s or 70s. So I'm gonna keep the tank, but playing around now with having a bit, not this green color, which is Kawasaki Ninja Green. It doesn't fit on a Honda, does it? I maybe want to have more like this colorful 80s style on the tank. Not sure yet, but I have some ideas. That was a lot of talk. The next job now is to figure out this part of the subframe. It's not that much to figure out. I just need to weld on the mount for the shocks. What more is there to say? It's just to get started. And here are the new brackets I will be using to mount the shocks. And I'm quite pleased with the result, and I must say they are a lot slimmer if you compare it to the old one. Yeah, this is a bit smaller, isn't it? I just mentioned I want my bike to keep the bulky look, but not as bulky as the old subframe. I think this one, this looks nice, doesn't it? And then the shock comes like this. And you might notice, yeah, I have 1 centimeter, half an inch of distance here. That is not good. So I either need to extend this length of this bracket, or I need to lift the whole shock by modifying the lower part of the mount as well. I could of course just have tilted it a bit more forward and added it like this, but then the bracket would not have been symmetrical. And you know, I am the symmetrical type, so I think, yeah, I'll figure out a way to fix the shock. But before I start the welding, I will now put a mark here at the rear part of this bracket. And I mentioned I want to bend this seat hoop at the rear part, tilt it upwards. So that's where I'm going to start and tilt. And that is because I want to fit a fender underneath. I bought this one, slim fender. Not sure if this is the one I will be using, because I also bought this one, which is a bit yeah, fatter type of fender. So this one or this one, I don't know yet. Maybe this big one, bulky type. Bulky is my favorite word this video. This might design-wise fit the front fender best, but let's see how that goes. I already made some preparations here. Made some drawings here on my welding table to line up everything. So what I'm going to do now is cut some slices out of the pipe, and then this makes it possible to bend it. The tighter I do the cuts and the wider the cuts are, the more you can bend them, of course. So this test ended up not too bad. Approximately 1 centimeter in between of each cut. The cutting disc is 1 millimeter wide. I put on a test weld here to see how it goes. So then I will do similar on this. Make some markings first. I'm not super confident in this project if this is gonna work, but yeah, let's hope. I've seen it done before, but I've never done it. In theory now, I should be able to lift this up. I have left approximately 2 centimeters of a gap on the lower side of the pipe. So I haven't cut all the way through, of course, so okay. Well, unless something very spooky happens now, I should be able to remove this. Yes. And I have only tack welded it now, spot welded it. So I can take a look. Then comes the ultimate test. If this looks decent, if I'm happy with this, then the job is more or less done. Welding it isn't that big of a job. It's all this fabrication that takes time. Oh yeah, I need to make these tabs at the front here, of course. Shouldn't be too much of a job. And then this, of course, comes here. Ooh. How does it look? How does it look? Fender. This one? Or this one? I'm really not sure. Maybe I need to tilt this rear part even more to get it a bit higher. Oh. Let me know in the comments what you think, the bulky one or the slim one. I need to make a decision. If you can leave me a comment and say what you think, maybe it can help me do the best decision I can. Okay, next video will be welding, I guess, but I need to think about this. This one or this one?